Yine oynamışsınız.
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds flew by. Yesterday, a total of 5
Şimdi
dusk
arkadaşlar.
birds flew
Bugün de genshin oynuyorum. Hı.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process.
Hı, tamamdır, evet. Başladık.
The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified in monetary terms.
Definitely have enough for a grand feast this time.
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds flew
Oh, gördüm.
Yesterday,
Aynı yere bakıyor lan
5
karakteri.
dusk birds flew by.
İyi durdurttum ha. Neyse öyle. Nereymiş? Aşağı.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
Neyse öyle.
One with the...
Hello? Hypatia? Hey!
Aa, isim.
Nobody's here!
Orada biri var mı?
Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area.
Hı. O ses neydi? Ha işte. Hiç. Hiç. Şeymiş de. Ha. Tamam. Tamam. Bakacağız. Ha, herhalde savaşacağız. Ha, kayboldu.
There you are!
Nerede o? Ne?
Hypatia,
Sen
are you alright?
So hungry. Eat water.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. water first. Huh? Wait. Why does it look super foggy outside all of a sudden? Anyway, let's go look around. How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh, maybe you're right. Let's go and...
Ne? Ya ne aracı? Tamam. Dur. Bu varmış. Ha. Ay, alet varmış.
This place is
Meşale.
huge. Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Şöyle. Ay salakmışsın ya. Sanki bilmiyorlar. Ne çocuğu ışınlayacaklar. Ay senin. Ya aman. Bekle. Ya, ya git lan bir. Buraya niye tırmanalım ya? Ey senin. Bitkini ya. Bu. Tamam. Şu. Ha, kapı olmuştur. Aa, elektrik dinozumada mıyız lan? Elektrik sembolü var.
What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Ne oldu şimdi? Sadece şimdi ne oldu? Enerjim adamıyız. Olmuş be. Tamam. Yok. Değişik bir yerdeyiz. Bak. Ne? Evet. Bir tane şu.
Solidify.
There is no escape.
Windblade!
Bire bastım ben.
Quake.
Aha. Buraya nasıl çıkıyorduk? Ha, şurada sanırım. Ay tutun sen mi acaba? Tamam. Dur dur. Ay olmadı bekle. Tamam. Bak şurada var bir tane yukarıda. Şu taştan toplayıp böyle gideceğiz. Hmm.
Stabilize.
Illusion shattered.
Windblade!
Ne?
There is no escape.
Gather.
Ha bitti lan bu bak.
Solidify.
Can't see?
Ha televizyondan gidiyormuş lan ses.
Windblade!
Hadi bakalım. Ağzını kırayım. Oy. Şu bozucu kim lan? Ağzını kırayım. Ne bomba oldu ya. Bu nereden çıktı? Ya, sen de bir
Shine down.
buzla
Windblade!
kombolayınca daha güzel oluyor. Buzla rüzgar elektrik. Kelebek oldum. Değiştireyim. Aa zehirmiş lan. Niye böyle bir şey çıktı anlamadım. Hayda. Hadi oğlum şu günü gör. Hmm. Sonuncu aldım. Biliyoruz bunları. Geç. Geç. Ha, altı promojenle vurayım al. Aktive ettim. Kapı da aktive edildi. Yine inanılmadayız. İnanılmaz.
There is no escape.
İnanılmaz.
What is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
Gerçekten iyi görünüyor. Soru işte. Farklı bir enerjimadayız. Peki enerjimada ne işimiz var ya? Ay senin köreni ya. Ateş kampı. Aha. Ne diyor? Ya ne yapacağım? Ha, burası açılmıştım. Ya. İşte bir şey olabilir. Tırmanamıyor. İnanılmaz çok değmez. Açtı. Aa bunu diyormuş. Böyle uyuşuyor mu? Ne yapacağım şimdi? Ee, ee. olmuyor ya. Şey olsa diyeceğim.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
O muydu? Aslında bir resim oldu lan. Bence resim oldu. Şimdi kırayım. Kontrol oyunundaymış gibi oldu. Oldu. Kapı değişmiş. Rubber. Kılıç var. Asansör.
Solidify.
Ay. Tamam. Evet. Şimdi salli. Tamam. Vardı. Boşluk. Biz tekrar gördüm sadece.
What are you planning to do in this strange place?
Strange place. Plotting. You need
Yer.
to worry about such things. They don't concern you.
Ne diyor lan bu? Yenilmiş. İngilizce.
Bow before the abyss.
Gather.
Bakın şimdi. Aga 2'ye basıyorum.
Shine down.
Bakın çenene.
Solidify.
There is no escape.
Yedim canına. Hızlı. Kolaysın.
Illusion shattered.
Ya.
Stabilize.
All life will perish.
Wind blade.
Şey değildi değil mi? Adı neydi şunun adı? Tartaklıya.
Solidify.
Tartaklıyanın gücü gibi lan bu ne?
There is no escape.
Allah.
Gather.
Shine down.
Wind blade.
Evet. Yok olmuyor hayvan.
There is no escape.
Yok aga anne.
Insolent.
Stabilize.
Cenemiyoruz.
Faced others like him before. What's wrong this time?
Traveler,
Cenemiyoruz.
though you may have managed to avert
Ouch.
countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or
Yemek.
later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are.
Ee,
Your
Yeah.
sister. Oh, pitiful traveler. Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete denial? Her Highness has long since
bayağı iyiymişiz.
you. Your meager existence in her eyes is that of an annoying bug, only to be stepped upon. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last. Now die!
Ha, bir gün sonra bugün tek kaçtı korkak. Bunun elektriklisini yani. Takatlığı gibi. Çok korkak. Korktu kaçtı. Tekrar karşılaşmış. Burada ne kadar kalır? 71 level'da. Oğlum açılacaksan açıl. Ha çok. Evet. Rüyaymış. Alışacağız. Tüm şimdi.
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here. Oh, there she is!
Biz
Quick, let's see how she's doing.
So sweet. Mm.
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious.
iyi haberler.
Why'd you drop her food on the floor like that?
Bir tekrar neden düşmüş? Kata düşmüş. Evet.
Are you okay?
İyi misin?
That's really not like you. Anyways,
Gerçekten ben
we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first.
neyse sonra konuşalım diyor.
Whoa,
Bunun hakkında.
wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
Bir saniye. Keşke
Who is there?
ses kim?
Tighnari, is that
Oradaki
you?
kimler? Bu kim lan?
Huh?
Has pesmiş.
Hey, you can relax, Hypatia.
O iyi.
Tighnari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to give you.
Ne sembolüymüş?
I see. So, you're friends of Tighnari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you.
Sizi gördüm.
I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even
Arkadaşlırsın
brought
diyor.
all this fruit.
Like,
actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips.
Oh, really?
Gerçekten.
I seem to understand now. All the fruit was
şimdi
likely from
gördüm,
my
anlıyorum.
neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living
Senin
nearby?
komşun mu? Maybe.
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Gene anlatmıştır.
Wait, hold on a second, traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little
Tamam.
too crazy to believe?
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor
Bak
here.
güzelmiş.
You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
Güvenli bölge mi?
Hypatia, just what kind of
Güvenli.
creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the
Emin değilim.
Dendroarchon. I
Ne
know this
aradığımdan
because
emin
the
değilim.
first time I saw them was also the
He.
exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul.
Ne arıyor?
Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating,
Ee,
my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small
Bundan
figure
bahsediyorum
at the
işte,
opening
neighbor'ı
of the
bulmuşlarmış.
cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have
Yürüyüş.
already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh, and then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen.
ha,
I was convinced they'd never show up again.
bana
But
geldi.
sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And they weren't alone.
Daha göster.
I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes,
Anladım
no doubt
şimdi.
about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had questions for me regarding Irminsul.
Şimdi ben.
Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking
Yes.
juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Evet.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier. Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too. Let's eat first and talk about Irminsul later. All right, we're up, traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll love them, Hypatia. They're our specialties
Evet.
after all.
Çorba yapıyoruz.
Sounds good.
Bas.
I've never tried any dishes from other nations
Benim
before.
şeyine
I
tarif.
certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari came to visit.
Malzeme nerede? Şunları alabilsek iyi olur. Bu ne? Hayır.
Gather.
Senin korusun hadi. İşte. Aç. Ya ben yapacaktım onu.
All done. Let's use
Ne?
the empty box that Tainari gave us. Oh,
Tamam. Çevirin. Beş yıldız yemek var. Beş yıldız. Box. Gezginin kutusu. Bir şey lan bu.
Are you already finished cooking?
Eh.
Smells delectable.
Yemeği bitirdim mi
I'm truly
falan diyor.
thankful whenever I
Şimdi
can enjoy a
bitirdim.
proper meal like this.
Evet.
Cooking really isn't my forte.
En başını tuttum. Allah düşün. Afiyet. Verdim.
Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spend their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Dünyayı sıfırlıyorlarmış. Bu güçlerle
That's all right. I'm sure you'll come to a clear understanding as you remain in Sumeru.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant—
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Vitalis Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings, which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with— I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Don't you ever feel afraid of the risk of it?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight. and dead silent without even the sound of insects.
Yep.
However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendral Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And they have the curious power.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Oh, is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only
Children.
children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies ration. Yes, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always... I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher.
Ya
Sure
önce
enough,
öğrencilik
I
yok.
never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little
Ben
Aranara, I suddenly saw a
öğrencilerin
dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. But I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
Sadece
They'll
emin
look at you as
değilim.
if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a
Cevabım
memory
yoktur
contained
şimdi
within
cevabım yok.
Irminsul itself. World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
Sen sen emin oldun. Eminsiniz tekrar gelinir. Görme gelin. İkiniz. Ya. Sus be.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Yerden. Uzatmamış. Nasıl? 16 gün kaldı hala. Ne 30 mu? Bitmiş de gene.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Lior tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Nerede lan?
Think
about it, Tainari.
Ne?
Refusing to join is tantamount to
Tamam.
burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to
Anlıyorum
combat the effects
seni.
of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns...
I see.
Neyse.
Well, I figured
Evet
that
arkadaşlar.
given his temper, he
Artık
would
yarın
come
devam.
here and berate me personally.
Bugünlük bu kadar olsun. Diğer videoda
Your
hepsine bay
master
bay.
is an integral